She probably was some smoke-collared camp girl.
Not like a package.
No, I mean
Blockbuster.
No, the Falcon and Winter Soldier. If they put it out on Blu-ray, I'll buy it. But
okay.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna fucking pay.
I don't think they're gonna do that. Oh, well, hello.
Whoa.
Welcome. Phil's not gonna buy the DVD box set of Disney Plus.
No, yeah, that'd be funny. It's like $1 million. It's like, check out, it's the Disney collection.
You actually have to go to the
Blu-ray.
Disney Vault to buy it.
Yeah.
You gotta walk into Disney Vault
You
to
have
buy
to have access to the Disney Vault.
Yeah, for
You gotta
sure.
suck off Mickey Mouse to get in there.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, we're on. Is that right?
Mhm.
Shazat?
The show's live, guys. The show's live.
Oh, we're live.
Is it live?
You're
Well, welcome.
live
We're
right
gonna
now.
we're gonna run down
We'll
the
do it
the
live.
Blowhard rundown. Blowhard. What is
Fuck
it?
it.
What did we call this today? What was the show we're calling
You're
this?
calling it a roundup.
Roundup. Blowhard Roundup.
Everything's rounding up.
We got a lot of shows. We got a lot of
Yeehaw.
shows going on today. Shows? A lot of things to talk about today, Phil. We got
one show
We got
that we're
MK. We got Gorillas versus Kong.
doing. Gorillas versus Lizards.
We got Francis McDormand and
Hot.
Hot Francis McDormand.
We got a hot. Apparently, Phil has taken a kinship to a
Francis McDormand, man.
particular movie scene. And we got an old school classic of Primal Fear, which has, believe it or not, our Oscar winner in it.
That's right.
She
Francis
has a
McDormand.
nice scene in there, which is pretty funny because even in her scenes, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna get an Oscar sooner or later.
Dude, she's so good. And I remember. I think the first time I saw her in a movie was in Darkman. And Darkman's like one of my favorite.
Are we doing the Oscar roundup right now? Or
Oscar
What?
roundup?
We can Oscar roundup. Are we just? Is that it? Are we going?
The shotgun Oscar roundup movies?
Kachoosh, kachoosh. All right. So, Phil, how do we? Are you an Oscar man?
I didn't.
Wait, hold on. Oh wait. Are you an Oscar man? Are you the like? I gotta win. Gotta put the party.
I
in
don't do that. I don't like go like full blown betting and shit. But I usually watch.
I mean, there's gambling, sure.
There are, but I usually watch it every year. I usually watch it. This time I was kind of like, of course, because it was so confusing and weird because of COVID that like nobody even really knew when it was coming on.
Well, as I was gonna say, is that I watched the Oscars and then like because it's so awkward this year, we didn't have like an actual party, because of circumstances.
Right.
And so I was watching it halfway through, and I was like, "This is so."
I heard it was weird, like presentation.
Well,
weird.
the problem is that they just sucked the life out of everything. It's a really weird way to do it. I feel like if I was the Oscar person, I don't know who that person is, coordinator, producer.
Oscar, his name is Oscar.
His name is Oscar. If I was Oscar, and I was giving out my little guys, the little thing of me, I think I would have been more like laid back and lax and more just like cash party.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a weird, stuffy boardroom. And it felt like a weird. That was what it felt like.
That's what I heard. I watched Bill Simmons' podcast like the next day, and he was talking about it with a guy that he had on the show, and they were just talking about how awkward it was and how freaking weird
the tone was really weird. I think because even like on the after party thing, God, I always forget his name. The best supporting actor for Judas.
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yes.
Kaluuya.
Yes.
Kaluuya.
Yeah, they went down. He like sat down in the chair, and like people who's interviewing was like, "Can we touch?" I don't. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're all right. So how's now you have the Oscar? And I was like, that was a weird way to set this interview up. But all right,
Are
sure.
you vaccinated?
Are you good? I think we're all good, right?
He's not vaccinated.
We got
I'm not cool with this.
I know we just did everything for the Oscars. I'm sure everyone got a cotton swab, but are we good? We're fine. So it was like that kind of tone. It was kind of like, should we be around each other?
And I knew it was going to be weird. I mean, they kept postponing it and all that shit too, and like. But I didn't watch it, and frankly speaking,
and no one did apparently.
Right,
it was the lowest viewed Oscars.
What did they say?
Ever.
It was like 9 million viewers or something like this.
No, it was only 30. 30.
It was 30.
Yeah,
but what is it usually? Like
usually, it's been slowly declining since 2003. So it used to be hovering around like 48, 49, and it's been slowly dipping. The last big year was 3 years ago. The one right after La La Land. Or before La La Land, which I don't remember which one that was.
I don't even. I want to say no. It's not this far back, but the year that Shakespeare in Love won over fucking Saving Private Ryan, I was kind of like, oh wow, this is a weird thing that's happening, and that was like in 1990.
I was gonna say that's like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Man. Around that time, I was like, something weird's going on with the Oscars. I'm not sure. So it doesn't surprise me that since 2003, it's been a steady fucking decline.
The biggest year since then was Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. Which that rightfully so. Those are like some of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah. So wait.
Oscar round.
Ninth of Burn, but I think it was 30 all around. 30 all around, but
like
I think
30 worldwide.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe like 10 million US,
which is
US
pretty sad.
Dollars.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. But some of the winners, I'm going through my list here. Nomadland. Did you watch that?
I want to watch it really bad.
I hear it's good. I do want to watch it. It's on Hulu now, I believe.
Hulu now? Is that the new HBO Now?
No, it's Hulu.
It's Hulu,
but it's now.
It's Hulu now. Right now?
Right now. Only Hulu now. If you watch Hulu later, you're fucked. You're not going to see shit.
It's actually a candy bar.
Hulu now. Yeah, you can watch it on Hulu. I saw it the other day. It was up. And I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was up there.
Because the only one we watched on this show was Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, we didn't review any other ones.
And I did watch Chicago.
No, we talked about Mank.
We did talk about Mank.
We talked about Mank. Mank's a good movie.
And then
Mank got a couple awards, which was cool.
I mean, we know that.
Technical awards.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it's a fucking technical marvel.
I saw that. I should have put some money in, but I think it was really low. The odds were this. I probably wouldn't go to make out a lot of money because there's no movies that came out.
Right.
Anyway, so next year's Oscars is going to be MK and Gorilla. So that's going to be on the next docket for the next Oscar.
We're going to go new release, rewind, and then new release.
New release, rewind, then new release?
Yeah. So we'll pick the new release first.
This is a
Here we go. New release.
Crazy.
I know Gia is only a child. Gia's the only one he'll communicate with, and we need Kong.
Here we go. This won't end until one of them submits.
Are you sure the monkey's gonna survive this?
That's not a sight to worry about.
Godzilla is roasting King Kong.
Electrical storm up ahead of us, sir.
Lightning bolts. Kong has a chance. Electricity makes him stronger. Now watch.
Electricity makes him stronger?
Uh-huh.
It's Godzilla.
Mr. Rezakizawa, these are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
The myths are real. There was a war, and they're the last ones standing.
Nobody gonna stop me.
Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters and on HBO Max the exact same day.
I don't remember those parts of the film.
Those were actually my favorite parts.
Was that?
Yeah, those were my favorite parts. I can't be Maybe you fell asleep or something.
I
don't know.
must
But
have.
That was
man.
the epic fight scene at the end.
I
of the
do
movie.
remember there was some choppy bits of the special effects in that film. For
Well, I
a
mean,
hot
you know,
second.
budget cuts and
Right,
of course,
COVID.
COVID.
They
you
had
know.
to just put that, literally just
That's right.
put some of the stock footage.
So
Damn.
it happens. I mean, it affects everything.
So, Gorillas versus Kong.
Gorillas versus Kong.
So, what did we think about Gorillas versus Kong here?
My hot
Phil.
take is that it was a waste of Alexander Skarsgård. That's
Who's
just
Alexander
me.
Skarsgård?
Well, that's the thing. Almost all the performances in the movie were pretty shit, except for
Millie
fucking-
Bobby Brown?
Well, whatever.
If you shit on Millie Bobby Brown, I swear to God. She's going to be
Whatever.
the next MCU, apparently, so don't
Yeah.
you dare.
I mean, she was fine, but still, like all the other actors in it were pretty much shit. I think the only performance that saved the whole movie
Was Kong?
was King fucking Kong. I mean, he was good. He was really
He was good. You actually was pretty good. I was
He
like,
was good. I
That's
was
some
like,
good
shit,
mocap.
dude, he
Whoever
did-
mocaps
Yeah,
that, that's pretty good mocap.
Maybe that was Andy Serkis again. That'd be fucking cool if it was.
What if he played both parts? If he was
Right.
Godzilla and Kong?
But I bet you didn't know that electricity makes Kong stronger. You bet you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that? Now he's a fighting champs.
Godzilla makes Kong stronger. That's really fucking funny. Dude.
Yeah,
He's like all like under giant rocks, and then he gets struck by lightning, and then all of a sudden he's supercharged and ready to kick ass.
That's canon, actually. That's
Yeah.
canon.
Because something like that happens in this movie too, right? Where he's like, he has like goes into cardiac arrest or some shit. I don't want to talk about fucking spoilers though, but whatever.
That's not a spoiler. What? They fight. I think it's pretty evident that at some point they fight.
Yeah, but
There's
no one
no
wants to know
spoiler.
who wins the movie. Who wins
They
the
don't want to
big
know
fight.
if there's been the CPR on Kong.
Yeah.
That's actually part of the film. The little tiny girl goes on Kong and then just
Yeah.
tries to. That actually would have been a nice emotional moment where she just
Right.
like just skyscraper Kongs
Yeah.
to make him live again.
Just breathes into his mouth
The straw.
with a straw.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
So what? I mean, here's the deal. I think I enjoyed it because it was just so dumb at some points.
That's what it needed to be, and I was glad because when it first started, there's like this scene with King Kong in like a fucking Truman Show cage,
right?
And I was like, "What the fuck am I watching? What is this?" You know. And then they're like Science Woman, and she's like talking about science things, and I was like, don't science this movie. This is a big dumb movie. Like we don't need to know why anybody is doing anything.
Yeah.
We just need to know there's giant fucking creatures and that they're gonna punch each other. That's really all we need to fucking
CRISPR or something.
Yeah, so they started kind of sciencing things a little bit at the beginning, and I was like, uh-oh, is this are they gonna science this movie? Because you don't need to science it. It's just fun. And then eventually they let it just ride and where everybody was along for the ride.
It's funny because I don't know if I'm just in the senses of big money producers at this point, but like when I was watching it with who was I watching it with? I think I was watching it with my roommate. I could like nail the moments. I was like, bet Metal Godzilla is going to come out right now. And It was like, I was like, nice,
Right.
Metal Godzilla, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just moments like that. It was pretty funny that like, I can't tell if I'm just so in tune with big money producer, but it's like I can name the beats.
Right.
And it's just pretty funny to watch.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, a movie like this is pretty formulaic. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna know really what's gonna happen. There's not gonna be any surprises. You know?
What are our hot takes though? We have some hot takes. Do we have any hot takes on good? What sets us apart? What are the blowhards have to put in here? Because my hot take is there should have been more blood. There should have been more blood knuckle. Because by the way, I didn't realize this. I just remember this. The director is actually a good. I'm just saying. If you watch this podcast,
Are you gonna drop some names?
Drop some name drop.
Name drop.
Adam, right? His name's Adam.
Right.
Adam Wingard.
I
Wingard.
was gonna mention that to you. I was like, that's your
Yeah,
boyfriend.
Adam Wingard. I was in a movie at one point. I know it's crazy, but I was in a movie called The Guest, and he was the director, and he was a good guy. And he was like, and it's funny too. Even realizing, talking to him then, I was like, man, this guy's gonna get some good stuff done. And that movie had a heck of a ton of like 80s vibe, neon lights.
Right.
And while I was watching that scene where they're in Tokyo and there's like hard neon buildings, I was like, wow, this is super stylized. This is interesting. And then I remember it was Adam. I was like, oh,
yeah.
But he's always such now. This is so God, it makes so much sense.
I think that's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad that there are like indie film directors that get chances to make big budget movies like this.
He's been on the rise too because he made that movie. Then he made It Follows. Did you ever see that? That was a good horror film
movie, yeah.
And then he just kind of kept going. So now he's
Uh-oh.
What's up? Name dropping. I know.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I know. I met the director for Gorillas vs. Kong.
Right.
So
you guys just kind of hung out, you know.
Yeah,
Talked a
I
little
mean,
bit
whatever.
about. You were like, oh, you know what fucking Kong should do? He should get fucking struck by lightning and fucking.
it would have
get
been
supercharged.
great if like he had some sort of Aquaman thing and he connects with the forest and they like all the
Right.
tiny gorillas, like little ants on Godzilla.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, like I don't
Adam,
know.
if you're watching, Adam, there you go.
Next, Godzilla 2, Godzilla versus Kong Part 2.
Yeah, lizard versus
Yeah,
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla summons the lizards. And King Kong summons the apes, and it's a whole fucking like Lord of the Rings war.
Well, because now we have to now take this canonically, right? Because this is now the fourth movie in the saga.
The monster.
Because Godzilla was very like it was like scary and like it was everything was at foot level.
Yeah.
Foot level. I say Godzilla foot level. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And then the next one was like, fuck it, just make them big and stupid and
Right.
put some skull aliens in there.
Yeah. I didn't actually see the second one. That's the King of the Monsters or whatever. He fights like Ghidorah
Kong
or whatever.
Skull Island.
No, Kong Skull Island I watched and then I fell asleep.
Oh, Godzilla versus
Godzilla,
the monsters.
King of the Monsters.
King of the
or something
Monsters.
like that.
Let me ask you this, Phil.
Yeah.
And maybe Kelsey. Did you like King Kong with Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange?
Did you ever see that movie?
1980. And then the
That's
building
an
that he
old
climbed
fucking
up was the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Remember, he
Did
was
you ever see
standing
that
on
one?
either side. On
Doesn't
either
he
one.
always climb the World Trade Center?
He climbs up the Empire State Building like traditionally.
But in this one, because the World Trade Center was bigger, he climbed up the World Trade Center.
Oh.
And in the poster, he has 1 foot on each building.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
but
That's really funny. I don't think I ever saw that poster.
wow. Okay.
So you didn't see the one with Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange?
I don't know if I've ever
think
seen the whole thing, but I've seen parts of it before.
Well, I have nothing more to say about this film.
I do.
Okay.
So the fight scenes were fucking cool, right? Like the fight scene in the water on the aircraft carriers and shit. That was cool. The big epic fight scene at the end was fucking rad.
Yeah.
All that stuff's really good. I didn't fucking understand the whole journey to the center of the earth bullshit that they kind of pulled out of nowhere. Is that part of King of the Monsters or whatever the fuck, or is that part of Skull Island or some shit? Because they made it seem like it was like commonplace, common knowledge in the fucking franchise.
I think they call it Inner Earth.
They called it Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth was represented in King of the Monsters.
That's in King of the Monsters. Okay, so I
Yeah,
never saw that.
basically
That's why.
all the kaijus come from the middle of the earth. But I think that's a bigger trope. Even I think in Pacific Rim, it was like the center of the earth had
Right.
monsters in it.
Right.
So it's kind of like a kaiju trope.
But I just thought it was really funny because they're like, we got to go into the fucking hole and go to the center of the earth. And I'm like, oh shit, now we're throwing Jules Verne into this
No,
fucking
but
movie.
that part of the movie is so funny because then I realized that Godzilla drills a hole to the center. He's just there, just going.
Yeah, right. You're right.
For God
He
knows
barfs
how
a hole
long.
into the middle of
And
it.
he knows he's like right about
Yeah, exactly.
right here is good. And he just goes for it, and that's a perfect aim.
That's awesome, dude.
And then they fly out, and somehow gravity or whatever the hell, they fly from the center of the earth out.
Right.
And that's just the stupidest. I love it.
Right.
Based on the 76
Look at
movie
that.
poster,
Oh,
it seems
that's
that
awesome.
the title of this movie is
The
King
most-
Kong for Christmas.
King Kong for Christmas. The most exciting original motion picture event of all time.
Kong's been skipping leg day in that poster. What's going on?
Yeah, he's got some scrawny little
Let's get
legs.
an actual poster too.
I know. Also, he doesn't seem that big. Those helicopters are pretty big compared to him.
Yeah, well, that's how it's supposed to be, kind of traditionally. Again, like even in Peter Jackson's King Kong remake, he was like, I don't know what, 30 feet tall, maybe something like that. And in this movie, he's
I don't remember that film.
300 feet tall or something.
I remember
like that.
actually falling asleep in that film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. The whole King Kong thing is pretty sad.
Just the idea of King Kong.
It is, yeah, yeah. Like in the original, like 1933 movie or whatever. It's like a pretty sad movie. Like,
He always falls in love with a woman that's just the wrong size.
right? But no, it's sad, and I like the original ones, and I like Peter Jackson's one, and I like King Kong to be like of a manageable size. I think the fact that they just for some reason were like, he's still growing in Skull Island, and then now it's like 30 years later, and he's fucking 500 feet tall or however freaking tall he is. I'm like, That's a lot of growing.
I think I've just watched too many superhero films to know that basically they're making King Kong into Superman or whatever, because he was the protagonist in this film.
Right.
Really, he was kind of like doing stuff. He was like, "Oh, I gotta save the world and shit." He's like, "Oh, these fucking humans! Goddamn, I gotta help these guys out." I guess.
Bitch ass Godzilla again.
Yeah. All right. You want me to beat up who now? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just fine with him being any size. That's what I'm saying. At this point, I think he should go like God. Just whatever. At some point, he gets like nice like machine gun arms or something. Just go next level at this point.
Well, I mean, just take some of that Mecha Godzilla freaking tech and.
Oh, I love that they said Mecha Godzilla too. The fact that they said it out loud, I was like, oh yes, they said the words Mecha Godzilla. Yes.
And I had a feeling that was coming too, like you were saying, and then it went full on fucking Pacific Rim with that, which is kind of cool. Which, by the way, Pacific Rim is really fucking cool. I don't know if you like that movie or not. Okay. But Pacific Rim is really fucking cool. I'm a big Guillermo del Toro fan, so like I like that movie a lot.
Wait, what? He did those films?
Yeah, damn. Well.
Wow, I don't know how to feel about anything anymore.
But yeah, the first Pacific Rim is fucking great. I didn't watch any of it.
I think we gotta go.
Whatever. I'm just saying that was like a mini review. So
okay.
All
right. Well,
boom. Oh, okay, right.
Mini review.
Man, I mean, besides the neon, which Adam fucking loves.
Skullfuck Island.
Skullfuck Island. Is that what I said?
That's what I said.
Oh,
I didn't say it, but I had it in my notes. Skullfuck Island.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind watching the next one, I guess.
I think it was okay. I mean, I think they handled it right. I think they embraced the kind of absurdity of it, and they're just letting these two kind of slug it out. I think that's really what you should do.
I think I really missed out on watching this in the theater, though.
Same here.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was optimized for IMAX. It would have been cool in IMAX.
Damn, I would have loved hearing that being like, bam.
Because Pacific Rim in the theater was fucking nuts, and the sound design was crazy. So it would have been a cool theater movie.
We'll get there. You know what? I think my first film in the movie theaters is going to be Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. That's what it's called.
I don't know.
Disney's going to make me $30. Pay me $30. I'll just go to COVID theaters.
COVID theaters.
All right. Well, what do we got next here? What do we got? Our old school? What are we doing?
Rewind time.
Rewind. Let's go. Rewind. Let's go. So we got Primal Fear.
Oh, switch the
man.
In 1996, Primal Fear, an altar boy is accused of murdering a priest, and the truth is buried several layers deep.
Oh, okay. That was it. There you go.
Primal Fear.
Dang. You know what? I really wanted to see what the trailer was for this film. I wanted to see what the marketing for this film was because it did feel like it felt like it was almost a film noir.
Right.
It almost felt like it was like that.
Not only the Archbishop, it's also the people of Chicago. Excuse me.
That's funny that you
got
say
the news
that.
on by any chance? I think everyone's gonna want this one.
There's one lawyer they love to hate.
Sell the book rights yet? You gotta wait a while.
Now tell me, counselor, which one of us is the true headline chaser here?
Unlike you, I was assigned to this.
Before he did this,
You know who I am?
No, sir. Don't.
Don't you read the
and so it does by
I speak,
and just
you
kinda like-
do not speak. Your job is just to sit there and look innocent.
Well, I am innocent.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I want you to look. Can you remember that? Look in the
I
mirror.
mean, it's considered a legal
Even
killer.
when the headline
Makes
is
sense.
murder.
There was someone else in that room.
That's the worst story I've ever heard in my entire life. Now it's our story.
He's the one.
You want to go one-on-one with me? I don't lose.
Yeah.
You're coughing up all over here?
Come on, ask it.
What about the truth?
The illusion of the truth.
You did kill him, right?
No, we didn't.
Don't tell
Yeah,
me.
he was like writing some
So how you gonna get him off?
magazine.
What do you think he's up to?
I honestly
Oh, that's that one.
I know what he did to you.
Yeah, it's like
You
off
know
the
what
like
I would do if someone did that to me? I would stab him 78 times.
so it's they're supposed to apparently just try like this.
You're worse than the thugs
It's kind of a hot shot.
Objection, Your Honor.
Next thing you know, he'll be objecting if we want to bring in the murder weapon.
Well, now the chief
Yeah.
thinks it out.
It's a long time.
Being dangerous around here.
You print any of this, I'll sue your ass.
Yeah.
Primal Fear.
This is a cover story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that scene was.
Yeah, Gregory Hobbs.
Little
That
joke.
first thing.
Yeah,
That first thing. Dang. So Primal Fear. Okay, so 1996.
1996.
Um,
You weren't even born yet.
it's funny. It's no, I was born in 1994.
Okay.
It's funny watching that film because there's whenever now I think time has passed so long. Wherever you see like a cardinal priest is like, oh, what sex bullshit is this guy gonna be into?
Right.
Because instantly they showed like the cardinal priest and there's like a boy choir and I'm like, oh no, this is what's gonna
what they're
be,
gonna
isn't
do
it?
in
This
this
is it's gonna be some weird,
Right.
sexy, weird shit, isn't it? And lo and behold, it was. I was like, oh god damn it.
Isn't that funny?
Hello.
Right.
Anyway, so dang. Okay, so Phil, how did we feel about Primal Fear?
This was the first time you saw it, right?
First time I've seen it, yeah.
I had actually seen it. I watched it probably like maybe 10 or 12 years ago. And
Saw it 20 years ago. It wasn't even made.
No.
You weren't even born before this movie came out.
26 years ago. No, I remember when it came out in 96 and I wanted to see it. Because not too long after that, Edward Norton was in American History X. And I saw American History X right away. And I was like, wow, this guy's really good. Who is this guy? You know, and it was like, Edward Norton, he's really good. And his first movie was Primal Fear, for which he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, was he? I can get that. I get that. This film felt like kind of like that
Right.
kind of nomination.
Which is funny too, because you know that's by far the best part of the movie is his performance. He's
right,
brilliant in it. You know,
I think maybe also just hindsight because when you see Edward Norton as like the guy who's going to be like committed for the crime, I'm like, there's something different. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's maybe just you now know it's like Edward Norton's too good of an actor to be doing just kind of like a one note thing.
Right. And just the style of movie anyway. And of course, if you watch the trailer or if you see the fact that it's called Primal Fear, it's like there's going to be a twist to this. There's going to be something that's not kind of conventional or whatever. And no, he's great. He's great in the movie. And I remember when I watched it the first time, which was probably about 10 or 12 years ago. And I was like, man, fucking Edward Norton kills it on his first outing as an actor.
It is interesting watching this film because it brings me back to 90s music stingers.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Like when he walks in the jail cell, there's this nice, cool piano jazz thing going on. I'm like, oh yeah. That's what I meant by the whole TV.
Right.
That's what it felt like when the TV, like lawyer dramatic series was like some of those moments kind of like hung on it. And there was like, this is when it started to get a little cheesy for me, where there was like audible, like weird crowd gasps when like news.
Oh yeah.
Woo! I was like, what the fuck? Why?
What's happening?
$60 million.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is funny. I
That
forgot.
took me out of it.
And it's funny when you mentioned it too, because I was doing some research about the director because I wasn't familiar with who he was. But yeah, he came from a TV background and he was doing like Hill Street Blues and other
kind
of
it totally
dramas,
felt like that. So
legal dramas and stuff like that. But he did a good movie after this one too, Fallen, with Denzel Washington.
Do I have to spin the wheel for that movie?
It might come up, maybe.
Okay.
It was a couple years after this. That's a cool movie. That's kind of like a more like supernatural horror movie.
Oh, okay.
And that one's pretty good. And that one does more like that one. You could tell kind of like he's getting a little better at like kind of just like handling the craft of like film directing in that movie. Because in this movie, it does kind of feel a little bit.
So
TV.
I mean, now that you watched it again, how do you? Because for me, I have some like stylistic kind of things of like where the direction of the film is.
Yeah.
But again, it's so far gone. But I mean, now, what do you think about it now?
Two things popped out more so now than when the first time I saw it. One was like you said, visually it's not particularly very kind of like dynamic or anything. You know what I mean? It is kind of like a little flat. But and then Richard Gere was like annoying to me, and his performance kind of wasn't as good as
He had a weird moment with the creepy. Wait, because he's the main character, right?
He had this.
Why was he such a creep to the female
The other.
Yeah, it was so
legal
weird. He was
counselor.
actually like a creep.
They were playing it off like the two of them either had dated before, and that's why he was being so kind of like weird with her. But it is kind of weird. And I don't know. I think he just does. He doesn't have like a lot of like. I guess I don't know. He doesn't have like a fucking like a big presence or anything. You know what I mean? Well, and you kind of didn't need it, especially there was that one scene where they got kind of blindsided by like the other counsel or whatever in the courtroom, and they're like, "Why didn't I know about this?" And he starts giving fucking everybody, his whole team, shit. You know, and it's like he comes off more as just like a prick than he does in like intimidating or like a big presence of who he's supposed to be. Because obviously, in the way the story goes is like was part of that big law firm once upon a time.
Right.
And he branched off, went on his own, and became this huge defense attorney. And so that's why they're writing that cover story on him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like he should be this really kind of like, and I was picturing like a Gene Hackman kind of actor in that.
I will agree that
I mean?
he did feel one-notey. And I would say, and this is what I think about the movie, is like, I was watching this and I was like, man, this plot and this whole thing, if this was done nowadays, like super grounded, like super realistic, and it felt like kind of like a weird film noir thing, this movie would have a cool remake, wouldn't it? I'm not sure if it could because of a twist. I'm not sure. Right. But it's been so long at this point. I'm sure maybe.
I'm sure you could, and it wasn't like a huge movie.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it was the box office winner in whatever it was, August or April, whatever from freaking 1996.
What's happening?
What is this? This was number one movie the last weekend of last weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we were supposed to do this episode 2 weeks ago. So
yeah.
And that's the thing too. Is like I was loving like them like his like buddy cop muscle thing.
Right.
I was like, man, this is a cool. And I was thinking about. I was like, man, it's just like a few more just cigarette scenes of them just him kind of putting the clues together.
Right.
I was like, man, this film would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it kind of slid down. The ending kind of fell flat for me. Like the twist for me was super like, I was like, okay, that doesn't affect anything. and I don't know. Can I say the twist? I don't know. Can I say the twist?
No, say the twist. Let people watch
Come on.
it.
No, I can't say the twist.
Reservoir Dogs, man. Come on.
What? It's been so long at this point.
Come on,
It's a spoiler.
don't.
Okay, I will say the twist, when the twist was revealed, it was like, I was like, the main character has what? That it was like,
that's part of
who
it.
cares? Who cares about the twist?
That's part of it too, and that's another reason why I say Richard Gere kind of like probably was the weakest link I think in this movie. But he's on the poster. He's basically kind of like what's selling the movie.
Yeah.
So at the time, he was still a big actor. I just think is the reason why it was like it was so marketed toward him. But I don't think his performance was very good, and I think it could, if it was a better performance. I think that like what you're saying about the ending, it could have been more. You could have been more impactful watching it that way.
Yeah.
Like I said, think if Gene Hackman was in that fucking role.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like Gene Hackman's fucking great.
I mean, so many people. I mean, even
I was trying to think of a modern day actor now that who would you cast?
Honestly, who was in Judas the Black Messiah that was the supporting actor, or the guy who was Judas?
Oh, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, honestly, like even that, like there's
him as Aaron Stambler, the kid.
Or as the kid. Are we just recasting this entire film?
Yeah.
Oh damn!
If you were going to remake it today, who would you cast?
Oh damn. Okay, so this is Blowhards recasting. This is a new segment we're calling. Damn.
Blowhards recasting, baby.
Yeah, because I don't think he needs to. Oh, he needs to be a kid though, doesn't he?
You should be pretty
young.
young.
He needs to be pretty
he plays
young.
19 years old in the movie. I think.
So the guy that plays Quicksilver.
Edward. Yeah, maybe Evan Peters. He's pretty good.
He's getting pretty old now, though. I don't know if he can play 19 or
well, yeah. So Edward Norton was 25, I think, maybe when he played 19.
Some executive producers watching this right now be like, "Oh, a remake. Who should I cast this right now?"
I feel like any of those.
We're calling it right now.
We're calling it right now.
Any of those Stranger Things kids would probably be pretty good.
They're
getting that old.
They're starting to get up there a little bit.
It has to be a pretty grounded actor, though. I think it has to be an unknown, honestly.
Well,
I think in order for the twist to really sell, I think it needs to be an unknown.
Right.
Because I think if you put a big name actor, and it's like, I was like, okay, well, that
I see.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be a big.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell as the attorney.
Yeah.
That could work, maybe.
Honestly, maybe like George Clooney as the big lawyer.
I was thinking.
I mean, I've
Clooney
seen
would
Michael.
be good.
He's done this role before as Michael Clayton and stuff like that. But
I was thinking George Clooney would be good.
Someone who's got like a little more depth and older, because I think he seemed too cocky and smug. I think that was my problem with it.
Yeah, and
it's just a jackass.
Even there's a scene where they chase down a potential suspect right in the middle of the movie.
That was such a weird action scene.
It is, right? And because he's supposed to be intimidating, but again, he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like, hey, kid,
stop it.
You need to stop.
Stop running.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's not intimidating at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but Gene Hackman, dude, like in his fucking heyday, is an intimidating fucking guy, like French Connection and shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if that was like a Gene Hackman caliber actor, and even like, you know, what's his name in Little Bill? Is that his name in fucking
I don't know.
Unforgiven?
They're so far gone at this point. I have my head.
Dude, he's so fucking mean and fucking gnarly in Unforgiven. Have you seen Unforgiven?
Yes.
He's so fucking gnarly in that movie. So somebody with that much acting chops and that much intimidation. Well, damn, how you doing, stranger?
Yeah, I know. How's it going? I was gonna say, I think this is on HBO right now. So I mean, if anyone has, or I think it's also, I think it's worth a watch. I think it's
good.
really weird because it's a good time capsule of like how films and projects were made. Because I'm saying like this plot's cool.
Yeah,
it's like, man, if The Fugitive, like this is like, oh man, it's like right there. It's so good.
Right.
And but it's just stylistically, I'm like, this is a TV special.
Yeah, it's a little bland. It's visually bland. It's not really shot particularly well. No. Like I said, I don't think Richard Gere is great in there. But check this out. I had this in my notes. Even maybe Harrison Ford. Okay, Harrison Ford could have played. I was thinking about actors from that time who would have been similarly.
Oh,
aged.
you're trying to recast at the time.
That's just what I'm thinking. But I'm
trying to cast now.
What I asked you was a legit question, which is who would you cast now? So who would you cast as George Clooney you mentioned, right?
Okay, so as a big time lawyer,
right?
Okay,
I think George Clooney's a good choice, and I think
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio
would be a good one.
He was actually supposed to play. He was offered
the kid role,
and he turned it down.
Damn.
He was offered it, and he turned it down. I
think Edward Norton just kills that role.
And they did a casting call. They said there was like thousands of people that they considered for it, but there were a bunch of other actors. I have a list here. Will Wheaton was somebody they potentially were offering it to.
Will Wheaton.
It's actually very interesting to think about now. There's not a lot of good young men actors.
You're pretty good, Kelsey.
Timothy Chalamet.
I saw you in The Guest.
Yeah, but can you see Timothy Chalamet playing this kind of iffy role?
No.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know what happened. There's like not a god. I mean, in the 90s, there was so many good young. You got Edward Norton. You got Leonardo DiCaprio. You got Titanic. I can't remember his name right now.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh wait,
too.
no, but Brad Pitt was also coming out like in that time period. He was the age.
Yeah, kind of like early 90s maybe.
And that's what I'm saying. That's like because Brad Pitt was the same age as these guys when they make these films.
Right.
I'm just saying like all those guys are so good, and I can't think of anyone right now.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. Man, don't sleep on Freddie. That's Fred. What's his last name? On fucking
Freddie Prinze?
No. He plays Fred something in
Scooby-Doo.
If you can't think of his name, I think that's a good. I think I made my point.
Okay, some other people that before it went to Edward Norton, Matt Damon was interested in it.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying to you, man.
Right.
That's another young man actor that's just fucking great in the 90s.
Edward Furlong, oddly enough, was interested, and they thought about offering it to him.
How weird.
Damn.
James Marsden, who's like, that's one of my favorites. I like James Marsden a lot. James Van Der Beek. It's another one. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And Danny Masterson.
Oh,
what?
Danny Masterson would have been too young when they made.
Yeah, there were a lot of options, but I think it was supposed to go to Leonardo DiCaprio. He didn't want to do it.
I think everyone who's watching, you got to watch this film now at this point. We can't even talk about it because there's a big twist.
Edward Norton kills it. Edward Norton's fucking great in it. It's definitely worth a watch.
I think it's worth a watch just to be like, man, the 90s.
Yeah, but you're right. It's a good movie.
It's begging for a remake. I feel like it's
begging for a remake. So. I'd say it could. It
just needed more film noir. It needed more mystery to it and a little more realism. I need that court scene to not have.
Yeah.
No way.
How much money was lost?
And
$60 million.
I hate the banging of the gavel to get the people in order. Fuck that bullshit. I hate that. That's the worst trope ever. Needs to die.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Where would you put this in like your like a top 5 legal thrillers? What other legal thrillers?
Legal thrillers? I mean, Michael Clayton's a legal thriller, I guess.
It's pretty good.
Dang. I can't remember legal. Okay, so what movies are there?
Well,
Michael Clayton.
I got my top 5 here.
It's not fair. You came prepared.
A Few Good Men. Have you seen that movie?
I have not seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Few Good Men, everybody. That's required watching for next.
For next time's class.
Few Good Men is fucking great. A Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, maybe I just don't watch a lot of legal thrillers.
Legal thrillers are funny though because it's its own thing, right? And I have no desire to be a fucking a lawyer or anything like that. But for some reason, I really like legal thriller movies.
I object.
Which one?
I object.
You don't like them?
No, I object. I'm just saying I object.
Oh, okay. Order in this court.
Overruled.
The Firm. Have you seen The Firm?
Oh, The Firm.
Phil, I haven't watched films, apparently.
You
I don't know what I'm doing on
You
this
got legal
dumbass
thriller
show.
watching list. Primal Fear is good. The Devil's Advocate's another one I like a lot.
Devil's Advocate.
I feel like the last lawyer film I watched was the football movie, Unshatterable or Unbreakable.
Oh, right. I remember
with
that.
Will Smith.
I remember that.
And it was like, football's going to kill everyone.
Right.
We still
The
watch it.
CTE movie.
Yeah, I feel like that movie should have done a lot more damage, and it didn't.
Yeah. Should have done more brain damage, I think.
Oh, wow. Too soon. Those guys have problems. All right. But yeah, I don't know if we can talk about more. I know
It's good.
I think we need to move on because there's nothing more we can say about this film without giving
Watch
it
it.
away.
Which camera am I? Watch it.
Oh, you guys are right there, center. Yeah.
So let's move on to
Primal Fear. Watch it.
Dun 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 dun.
We got one more.
One more.
New
New
movie.
release.
Hell yeah, MK dog.
This was supposed to be. The other 2 movies were supposed to be for our last episode, which we missed.
And
This was supposed to be this
Are we
episode.
talking over this? We don't need to sound, right?
The description of this film is MMA fighter Cole Young seeks out Earth's greatest champions in order to stand against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe.
Ooh. Okay. There's no sound, right?
Yeah, there's no sound.
Okay. So, I just want. I'll give my opinions on this, but I'll do my Blowhards thing that I do. So, Phil, how did we feel about MK Into the Spider-Verse?
Well, I was a little disappointed in the lack of character development, and I've been reading that, dude.
Oh
so much.
my god!
I've been reading that so much on Facebook and like on other things. They're like, "Oh, there's not enough character development. There's not enough of this and this." And I'm like, "But we're talking about the same movie, right? It's a movie about people punching each other from other dimensions."
Yeah. I will say the middle dragged, but like that's all I can say about it, really, as far as like a story-wise perspective.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm like, I don't give a crap.
Here's the trick with those movies too. It's the same thing with Street Fighter. Okay, I grew up on Street Fighter 2. I was playing that game like every day after school. Like there was a place called Pirate Willie's down in the South Valley.
We're getting back into Phil Psyche, right?
It was like maybe like Isleta and
oh Jesus Christ,
like Gun Club or some shit like this. I can't remember, but there was a little shopping mall down there, a place called Pirate Willie's. Anybody in the comments? Shout out to Pirate Willie's. I used to go there every day after like middle school, like 6th grade, 7th grade. I'd go over there and play Street Fighter.
Were you
all
pick
day.
Ryu or Ken?
I was always Ken all the time.
Oh heck yeah, you're a rebel.
That's right. So, but anyway, we play Mortal Kombat 2, right? But Street Fighter 2, they decided, it was a big phenomenon, right, in the video game world. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we gotta cash in on this shit. We gotta make a movie about it. And they made that movie with fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. And how stupid is that movie, really?
Yeah.
And
Rob Jewell was in that too.
Right. It was one of his last fucking movies.
Well, that was the part of the whole Mario Brothers craze of
that
films.
shit too, right? So most video game adaptation movies are really bad. And here's the reason why I think that is. It's because most of those games don't have a story, really. You play them for what they are. There's a story in there, but it's not like you're not looking for character development. You're not looking for emotional content typically either. You're just trying to solve the objective, right? So even in Super Mario Brothers, it's like, yeah, there's a story there. Princess Toadstool was fucking abducted by.
Oh, I thought that was the end of the sentence.
Right. She was abducted. She's missing. You have to like go through all these steps to try to like find her in the final castle, take her from Koopa or whatever, right? So, but you don't know. Are they dating? No, I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know. There's no emotional connection really, other than it's his job to rescue the princess. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So when you try to make a movie about it, you can't just have that be the objective anymore. Now you have to start crafting a story in between.
Well, I was gonna say
Are you talking about the Super Mario movie with
Bob Hoskins
Did you
and
think that movie was any good?
John Leguizamo
Was it good?
and Dennis Hopper as like King Koopa?
Yes.
Was it any good?
I don't think it's very good.
Well,
boom! There it is. Shotgun.
Well, I was gonna say is that I think that it is interesting that most video games don't have a story, but I think Mortal Kombat actually is the difference though, because I don't know if you played the last 3 games, but they've heavily put story into games now. Up until like 9, there's actually like a canonical timeline of story and like character growth. Like Johnny Cage starts out as an asshole like actor, Hollywood actor, and he becomes one of like the biggest cadets of like the U.S. Naval Force thing.
Oh, interesting.
And he becomes like, and he's like a caring father. And so it's like they actually go through like a growth and a story arc.
That's funny.
And so like I was like, man, when I was ready for this Mortal Kombat movie, I was like, oh hell yeah, they're gonna probably talk about the multiverse, all these things. Oh hell yeah! And it's like we made this guy up called Cole, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, because he's not from any of the games, right? That's just like some new guy.
He's just dude.
Right.
Protagonist man.
Right.
And I was like, oh, protagonist man. We're back here.
Yeah.
And then that's what made it feel like I was like watching Space Jam or something. I was like, oh no, he's got to help the Toon Squad, help these guys out with the Mortal Kombat. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. And
so I don't know. I mean, I think for me, I was ready for it seemed like they made the film for the video game lovers.
Sure.
Because I mean, when Kano says Kano wins,
right,
unironically, I'm like, all right, we're in it. We're here for it.
And Kung Lao says flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dude, that's how you make a fucking movie though. You don't fucking, just like Kong versus Godzilla, don't take it too seriously. But here was the thing, with that opening scene, which is out there for anybody to watch, if you don't have HBO Max, they have it on like YouTube. You can watch like the first 7 minutes or whatever. And,
do you?
And
Okay.
the way that is set up, that's really real, right? Like you're like, oh shit, they're going real with this movie. But then they don't go too hard in the paint with the realism. They kind of do let it just be, because it is kind of a silly premise. It's like, oh, you guys are mystical fighters from,
which they don't explain, which is hilarious.
Right.
They just totally brush over that like Scorpion made a deal with the devil to even come back, and I was like, all right, hell yeah, let's go.
Which that actually was pretty funny. They did try to cram a lot in there, and then they end it. I mean, no spoilers, but still, it's like cliffhanger ending. Like they're intending to make more of them.
I will say that was the one thing for me. It just straight up fucking ended.
Yeah.
It just no resolvement of anything. Right. It just ended. Right. And I was like, okay, I guess
it was like,
they're making a second one. I guess
have to, right?
Right.
Or at least
hopefully.
And I mean, the numbers are coming in, and it's like the numbers are coming in. Everything's good. Everything looks great.
Was that Trump? Who was that impersonation? We love numbers. We have big numbers.
All the numbers are coming in. They're great. They're great
it's number 1 on IMDb right now.
Right. It's doing well. So I mean, it's if it does pretty well, I guess they're going to make more of them. Which I thought it was a cool movie, so I'm down to watch some more of it. I think it's handling it right. I don't think it, and I think all the people analyzing like the story of it and how much there's kind of like a lack of character development for certain characters and stuff. It's like,
Ruin's got something to say.
I mean, it's like, I think it was confirmed to have a sequel in development today. Actually, don't quote me on
as
that.
we quote him. As we quote Rune.
I don't see why not. I mean, it seems to be doing well. It was made really well. It's a really good looking.
It's interesting because it seemed like sometimes they had a low budget almost.
Yeah.
Did it seem like that? Because I think that's for me, the middle of it felt like they had no budget after a while, or something with COVID, because they stayed in that like training sequence for like way too long.
Right.
And I was like, man, I feel like now's a good time for the side quest. Like you should go off and be like, okay, do a thing, and then when he comes back, it's like, oh no, I've been away. There's trouble.
Yeah.
That I feel like that should have been the perfect time for that.
A couple of my friends were like, maybe they spent all their money on the freaking VFX because the VFX look fucking great. I think they're fucking excellent.
We do have opinions on Goro though, that he still looked Space Jam, but all right.
Yeah, I mean, well, Goro, I don't know. I mean, I think as far as CG goes, I think he looked well. It was well, modeled, well lit, well, from a VFX standpoint, it was well executed.
Sure.
I mean, and then a lot of people were talking about that compared to the original Mortal Kombat movie, which we haven't discussed right now. But for those who don't know, 1995, I think maybe somewhere around then, there was a Mortal Kombat movie that came out, and everybody.
Yeah, there was.
And a lot of people talk about how kind of goofy it was, and that one really embraced the kind of absurdity of the situation.
I love that movie.
It's really silly, but it's fucking cool. You know what I mean? I like it a lot. I think, and but yeah, in that one, it was like Liu Kang is the protagonist, so he's the one kind of going through that quest. And in this one, it was like generic
guy,
MMA fighter guy,
dude.
But I mean, he had an arc,
Kinda.
I
don't know. I don't really like it when like your protagonist is like thrust with the answer. I kind of like him like discovering it for himself.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like he didn't really do anything to earn that status. He just kind of was backed into a corner, and then he's like, okay, now I
got powers.
I'm badass now.
Yeah. Which
is the same thing with Kano too. And you know what I mean? It's like
but I don't
they
care
just
about
basically
Kano,
razz Kano. They're like,
Like-
Kano, you're a fucking dipshit. You
Yeah,
suck balls. He's like, oh, I don't suck balls. You suck fucking balls. And then all of a sudden he starts shooting him with a laser.
I did. I freaking loved Kano.
He was hilarious.
We've got a really great picture of Goro. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
The movie.
That's This is Goro from the original. This is from the original.
I actually
Mortal
know.
Kombat
Man, those actually effects hold up pretty well.
1995. Yeah, it's not
Dang.
bad. The chest hair is CG. The chest and stomach hair is CG.
I don't know if that can we use that brand though. That seems like a logo of.
It's just a yin yang on his.
Yeah, I don't know.
yin yang.
I don't think we can use that. I think
That's
that's
trademark.
Oh yeah, I should take that down. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
I think Coke owns that.
But
at
I
this
mean,
point.
CG's come a long way. I mean, that was like 95 CG there, which is not great. Jurassic Park was 2 years before that, which is
it's great, man. Is it too? Man, Steven Spielberg really did a lot in those 2 years. But I don't know. I mean, like, I unironically, I enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed it.
The fight choreography is great.
Dude, yeah. There's some really good fight choreography with the Scorpion and I was gonna say Frost, but Frost is a different character.
Yeah.
With Sub-Zero, which I love that he also unironically was like, I'm not this guy anymore. I'm Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I'm not Bihan.
Yeah. Oh, Bihan. Yeah, his name is Bihan.
Right.
Bihan.
Who's like Noob Saibot or something now in the newer games, but
well, I think I don't want
something like that.
I don't want to. I'm actually you. But it's a different. They're part of the same clan, so those same clans, and then they get taken over by. I don't want to. Whatever.
I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I played Mortal Kombat 1. I played Mortal Kombat 2. Probably a little bit of Mortal Kombat 3, and then by that time I wasn't playing very many anymore. So I haven't played the last like 8 incarnations of the game.
Okay.
Although Mortal Kombat 11 is the most recent one. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I was over at my brother's house and we were playing some of that.
And that's what I was gonna say is like the story of they have actually MK has a deep storyline.
Yeah.
Because I hopefully they get into it because the first film felt Space Jam, but like I hope if they do a second one, it gets into this crazy long universe thing. Because I'm not sure if you know anything about it, but basically there's like alternate universes, and they have to, and there's like the count. So basically, Jax and Sonya Blade are like basically like the forerunners of like this FBI kind of thing of section of Earth, and they're the ones that communicate with all these dimensions. And they're basically like dimension cops.
Interesting.
And they have to like make sure that like Shao Kahn's realm is under control because everyone can leap, and then there's time zones, and then they come. I'm like, there's so much content there. There's so much you could do.
That's crazy. So they've expanded that story from just a bunch of random kind of people chosen to compete. In Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's taking.
Which is all it was from the first couple 2-3 games. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I remember mostly about it. But I've been noticing that they have so many more characters now, and and I guess it's just a lot more kind of depth of story around each character, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, if they decide to make like a expanded universe of Mortal Kombat movies, I'm interested to check it out because this one was good. It was well executed. It was fun. It was funny. Kano was really funny. And I was just talking to my friends about this too. I was like, when's the last time you saw an American-made movie that had legit martial arts in it? And we couldn't even think of one. I couldn't remember the last one. And
John Wick.
Probably John Wick. That's probably like the closest thing. But even that's like mostly gunplay than it is like actual martial arts. Although there are scenes in it.
A lot of headshots.
Right. And then like I had just been talking about that, and then we watched this movie, and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, this is.
Well, what about Mr. Nobody? That just came out too.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that? Have you seen Mr. Nobody?
We saw it. It's so great.
I think it's just called Nobody.
Did he
not
do?
Mr. Nobody?
Sorry, that was Doom Patrol for me. Doom Patrol was Mr. Nobody.
Did he straight up do some martial arts fucking badassery?
No, I don't think there was martial arts. It was a lot of punching.
Punching.
Lots of punching.
So it's just like brawling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it was
Old Boy or
solid,
something.
like he would get hit in the face and then he would like take it. He'd be like, oh.
And then he would just like fucking smash somebody's nuts or something, and then like fucking.
Yeah.
I was sad. This is a spoiler, but I don't think it's a spoiler. I was mad that my boy Johnny Cage was not in the film.
I was
like, where's my fucking boy Johnny Cage,
it
guy?
it was kind of cool though that they at least teased it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
But
it's again with this film, I had a lot of producer big mind predictions. I was like, oh man, when is Sony gonna get purple lasers? I was like, she killed him. I was like, right now, purple lasers. She's like, boom! I was like, holiday purple lasers, and the Get Over Here was pretty good.
Get over here. I didn't know that was the actual like game developer originator of the game. His name is like
the man of the sound effects.
Yeah, that he does that voice.
Yeah, there was a cracked team and they had like a week left and they literally just did all the voices.
That's cool.
It's actually the story of MK is actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a great game. I remember playing it as a kid and I like the original movie. I mean, have you seen the original movie?
I've seen both.
Yeah. Annihilation is not as good, but I think the first one is like it captures the absurdity of it and it captures the fun of it. And the martial arts in that one, the choreography in that one's pretty good. I was actually just watching the Liu Kang and Reptile fight, which is really good. That's a cool segment.
You went back and watched?
I watched some of them, yeah, because I was like,
funny.
I remember the fight scenes in this were pretty good, and Johnny Cage fighting Scorpion was pretty good too.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack.
That's one thing I was going to mention too. The soundtrack to the original movie was really good.
Yeah.
In this movie, it was mostly score, and there was only like maybe one or two moments where they played like a pop music.
They
song.
played the dun 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 dun.
They played that
with when they were fighting Sub-Zero,
right,
and Cole,
right.
But they kind of like teased it.
Yeah, and then there was one other song that was like like a popular music song or whatever, that was in the movie. But like, I really liked all the music that they had in the original Mortal Kombat movie, which was a lot of like, house and techno electronic type stuff, which isn't, probably isn't very relevant now, but still there's a lot of like,
I was going to go on. I'll let you finish.
But I was just going to say like, there's a lot of like modern metal bands. Cause there was a lot of like metal music in the other one too. Like Fear Factory and shit like that. And, there's a lot of like modern metal bands now, like, a lot of like the gent bands and shit that could have had some stuff on the soundtrack.
I was going to say is that the 90s are back now. The 90s are so back. Yesterday I went thrift shopping. Some 90s shirts were really in style.
Oh, really?
And I was going to say, I mean, the next movie coming out, that's not 90s. Is Space Jam 90s? I think it's 2000.
Space Jam was 90s, yeah.
So Space Jam's coming out. MK is coming out. Both 90s.
Right.
And also, I was thinking about it, how like the 90s woo. I think if you look at music, I'm calling this right now. The 90s woo is going to come back. You know what that is? It's the dun, 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 woo! Dun, 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 dun. That woo is going to come back. It's already coming back with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
Right.
The woo is going to come back. The woo is also back in the I hear all your voice. The woo. Watch out for the 90s woo!
The CNC Music Factory.
Yeah, the 90s woo is going to come back. But yeah, I don't know. I think right now the 90s are in. It's going to come back, baby.
90s are legit. I lived through that shit.
A little bit for me, just a little bit. Only 6 years. Right? I was in there. I'm what they call a zillennial. So
nice.
I'm like
That's cool.
in between millennial and Gen Z.
Cool.
So I just don't care, I guess.
I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm somewhere in there. But.
Let's roll for the next rewind.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's go.
We're gonna roll.
Let's get the hell out of here.
We're actually doing pretty good on time.
Yeah.
Look at us. It's like we've done this
What
before.
did we-
This is episode 7, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, what the hell is this? What episode is this?
This is episode 7.
Sorry for everyone who's been dying and bleeding for blowhards. We had conflicts. We're busy.
Yeah,
people,
we had some scheduling
busy
conflicts.
people. We'll come back though for 2 weeks, and we will. Okay, so we should talk about
Next week.
Our next show.
Let's talk about next week.
Is going to be May 4th. Actually, we are actually combining forces.
That's right.
With our good friend Carissa Mitchell.
And what's her show about?
Actors in the Worst Workplace. So basically, this show.
No, wait. The show's called Actors Call Time with Carissa Mitchell. Continue.
There's a show called Actors Call Time with Carissa Mitchell.
Yes, and it's a
on
great show.
Tuesdays.
It's a great show. If you're an actor, an upcoming actor, it's valuable lessons about the industry and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great. And Carissa's like the greatest. So.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about Star Wars and how.
So we're
much
going to crash
we
her
hate it.
show next week. She's gonna be like talking to actors who want to get into acting.
You guys gonna do?
And we're gonna be like, "Boom! What the fuck, Star Wars, motherfucker!"
What's up, boy?
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of there.
Star Wars, bitch.
So yeah,
Carissa's
we're gonna.
watching. Here's Carissa.
Workplace
Workplace actors.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna. It will be interesting because there is Phil has grown a heart 2 sizes too small, and he stole Christmas. So we're gonna just try to see what happened with the Star Wars and just talk about it. So if you guys want to hear our opinions,
What's cool is it'll be like 3 perspectives,
3 vastly different opinions
right,
of Star Wars. Because I'm white bread.
It's gonna be like a 77.
Yeah, Phil's whole grain. I
Hardcore
guess.
77. Phil, you what decade would you say you're Star Wars? 80?
Well, I mean, realistically, it was like
No, but when you got because we got Hardcore 77. She watched it in the theaters.
Right.
77.
Are you mic'd right now? Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So legit, like original trilogy, and then I was probably like, I mean, I was a little bit older when the prequels came out. I was probably around like.
So you're like Star Wars 80, 88.
Maybe
And
even
then
later.
Kelsey is Star Wars 99.
There you go. 77, 88, 99.
Well, I did watch the original trilogies before.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
99.
I
What's
don't
your
know
introduction?
how I even like my
77,
I think I
88,
gained
99.
consciousness watching the films.
Well, there you go.
So, all right, let's spin this wheel. Let's
Spin
spin this
the
wheel.
In the wheel.
Okay, so all right.
Are you gonna call it,
I'm
Kelsey?
gonna try to call it. See, I had a prediction. I was really good last week, but I don't think my luck's gonna go. I'm gonna say, okay, ready? I have to call it as I'm doing it. Ready? And 2002. Ah, damn.
2007.
2007. All right. Well, let's figure that out.
Let's see what we got.
2007.
I got mine. Oh shit! Something's going on.
Oh, downtown Albuquerque.
There's a fight going on outside, guys.
Man, there's a fight going on
There's always a
everywhere in
fight.
downtown Albuquerque.
What weekend is it going to be?
Oh yeah, what are
It's
we
going to
doing?
be not next week, but the weekend after.
Oh, so we're not doing May 4th?
Looks like
Two weeks from now?
it's not the 7th. It would be
So
the
we're
14th.
we're
May
gonna actually
14th?
have two every.
Okay.
The
You guys
next
have
2
two
weeks are gonna be
back-to-back
blowhards.
shows.
We're gonna have back-to-back shows, baby.
Oh, here we go.
Back-to-back
Here we
shows.
go. What's the show? What's the movie?
Uh-oh. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Y'all
man.
ready for this? Woo!
Woo!
Spider-Man 3. We thought we were going in the good direction as the year got better and better. We were like, hey, Primal Fear, this is a good movie. We're starting to get into good movies. And then we
Spider-Man
3. So that's gonna be yeah. Spider-Man 3.
He's not doing the show anymore. Sorry.
Is Spider-Man 3 the last Tobey Maguire one?
It is.
Yeah.
That's what is it? What is it, Kels? It's Bully Maguire.
Tobey
It's the
Maguire.
Bully Maguire movie.
Kirsten Dunst, Topher Grace.
Topher Grace is fucking
Yeah.
Eddie. Topher Grace is Eddie Brock, man. That's all you need to know.
Right?
Spider-Man Part 3.
Spider-Man 3.
So that's the
he's coming
rewind.
back. He's
Kelsey
coming
left.
back. No, he's coming back.
Kelsey says, fuck it. He's going to go fight the homeless people outside.
Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard's in that movie playing Gwen Stacy.
That's right.
I didn't realize.
He's got his crown and Dr. Pepper now to wash
He
down
needed a
that.
drink after that.
And then as far as our new release, next week.
Oh yeah, which is gonna be your new release.
Well, we have two. We have a lot of films we can talk about.
What's the new release?
Well, I do want to talk about Jesus Camp.
Jesus.
So maybe that's going to be a shotgun. It's not called Jesus Camp. It's a musical, and they're like, we love each other, but God or something.
You want to watch a Christian movie for the?
I don't think it's on Netflix.
You don't want to do a Lifetime movie for the next one?
I mean, Netflix is basically just Lifetime at this point. I mean, if I'm being totally honest. What is coming out in the next month here?
Let's see what's coming out. So
I don't want to. I kind of want to talk about Nobody if we can. I would love to watch.
Nobody's great.
Nobody would be a great one to watch.
Oh yeah.
I want you guys to shotgun review Deadly Illusions on Netflix.
Deadly Illusions. Oh yeah, I watched.
They filmed it here.
I watched Thunder Force.
Damn it! And also
so
Teenagers.
May 11th is.
What did you think of Thunder Force, Phil?
Thunder Force. It sucks shit.
I did also. Teenagers in Space Having Sex with Drugs is also a film that came out.
That's a good one. That's my favorite.
Isn't that what it's called? What is the
Teenagers in Space Having Sex on Drugs?
Yeah, what is that movie that just came out?
I don't know.
It's Teenagers in Space Having Sex.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's Octagon or something.
I was actually really mad. I was trying to watch that film on a streaming platform, and it was like it's only in theaters. And I was like, what the hell was this? What is this? 2019? It's only in theaters. My ass. What?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess
The description does not bring up the title of the movie you're looking
no, it
for.
does not.
It's like
go on to Google. Go on to Google right now and
Yeah.
type in "teenagers in space having sex on drugs," and then tell me what
on
happens.
drugs. Hold on.
It has John Irish
They
guy.
did bring up Euphoria.
It has
that's
no. It
not
has
it.
the
That's
guy
TV show.
with Bullseye in Daredevil.
Yeah. Colin Firth.
Colin Firth is
Colin
in it. So look up
Colin
Colin.
Firth is in it.
Colin Farrell.
No,
No, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Firth.
That's
Oh, I'm
not
sorry, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Voyagers.
Voyagers. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
And that's on Netflix.
It's on nothing.
It's
All
on
right.
nothingness.
All right, we'll figure it out. Movies will
Here
come
we
out.
go.
We'll
Here
figure it
comes
out.
Right here.
Anyway, so
Oh, look at this.
Nobody
Ruin saw a movie in the theaters.
what did you watch?
My
I
friend
hope it was MK.
Omar, where are you? Omar, man, my boy. He was in Atlanta working on a movie, and he got to go see Mortal Kombat in the theater. I think he watched it in IMAX.
Nice.
I wanted to see it in the theater.
Damn.
That's another Godzilla was a theater movie. Fucking Mortal Kombat was a theater movie. That was a cool experience.
Yeah.
Especially with the fucking fatalities.
Well,
that
I
would've been
think
great.
we're
Tenet
coming
would've been
close.
good.
We're coming close.
Tenet would have been good too.
Did you guys see Tenet? What'd you guys think
Demon
of Tenet?
Slayer.
We
Oh,
reviewed Tenet.
It was
What'd you
Demon
think about it?
Slayer.
We reviewed Tenet.
What did you think of it?
was
We
Demon
thought it was
Slayer. Wasn't it?
dope.
Great. All right, so let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Again, you know what? Again, if anyone is still hanging out with us with this whole thing, we're just trying this out. I think we're just loving it. You know, we're just talking. If we get more people to watch this, fuck yeah, who cares?
Share it with your friends.
But if not, who cares? We'll get there.
or don't share it with
We're
anybody.
on set. COVID. What? We're vaccinated.
Share it with your friends or don't share it at all.
We're
We don't give a shit.
waxed and vaxxed, and we're ready to be unflaxed. So thanks everyone for watching. I think we're gonna play some outro music. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your night. I love you. Okay, yeah, here we go. Eggnog roasting on the fire. Phil, thank you so much for the show. Thank you so much again. Phil, thank you so much.